This is That Thing with More to the Core. I'm your host, Goeke, and today I've got Clavicle joining us. Could you please introduce yourselves, y'all?
Okay.
I'm Wyatt.
I'm Bina. Nice to meet you.
I'm Brooks. I play bass.
I'm Michael, and I play the drums.
Oh yeah, go back and say your instruments and,
Oh, cool.
and what you do
Do
as
you
well.
wanna
Should have.
I'm Wyatt.
We'll keep it going. We'll keep it
sorry.
going.
I'm Wyatt, and I play guitar and clavicle.
I'm Brianna or Bina, and I play the keyboard.
I'm Brooks, and I play bass sometimes, occasionally.
I'm Michael, and I play the drums.
The drums.
The drums. All right. So, great show, guys.
Thank you.
What do you prefer? I like to ask people this. Do you prefer like house shows or like venue shows? Because I feel like these shows can be really intimate. You get to see everybody. How do you feel about that?
It's funny you say that because we literally, when we first started, we were playing house shows all the time and we loved it. But then whenever we started playing venues, we're like, wow, this is nice because, it felt more professional. But we've kind of gone back to our roots a little bit lately because it feels, more expressive, Like it feels like people are just way more into it. Mm-hmm. It's not as awkward. It's like we're all on the same level, literally, because with the stage, you're at a different spot. But
More intimate.
Yeah.
More intimate. You can connect with people
For
better.
sure. Yes.
Definitely.
Definitely.
I would love to know what influences your music because I hear a lot of different kind of things in there. It's really cool. Like you're very melodic, but there's a lot of heavy stuff and a lot of rhythmic stuff going on in there.
Yeah. What would you say?
As far as big bands, I would say, Pink Floyd, Smashing Pumpkins were like big roots there.
Yeah.
But we also grew up listening to bands like Modern Baseball, Tiger's Jaw, things like that.
Yeah, because
Little-
that's like
little
one of
Indian
the that's like one of the only other bands that has keys in it. Like I feel like it's coming back more, but you don't really. Mostly it's like two guitars, so that was helpful for me, like hearing keyboards. So yeah.
And then we loved like Midwest emo type stuff, like Tiny Moving Parts. That was a huge, that's why I picked the guitar
You
picked
don't
and
like
stuff.
them?
Oh, I love Tiny Moving Parts. I mean, just like because you hear like the little like licks he plays on the guitar, like that's very Tiny Moving Parts, and that's like his thing
the
for sure.
Midwest emo part
Yes,
of it. The little
for
fast
sure.
little
But
riff.
I love Tiny Moving Parts for sure.
yeah.
So yeah.
So I have to know when I am headbanging on guitar, I even have trouble like seeing what I'm doing. I'm just like, well, I'm just gonna make it up and hope everything goes well.
Yes.
How do you headbang and play keys and like go in between singing at the same time?
A lot of practice. You what? Impressive. Oh, a lot of practice. A lot of faith that my hands are in the right spot.
Oh yeah,
Right. Yeah, but you kind of just get used to playing it. Like we practice once a week minimum, and also just like at home playing around too. But like you get comfortable with the songs. You kind of know where your hands are supposed to be, and it's hard not to headbang. Like you just get so into it, very
Right.
emotional, So yeah. But
you guys have a really good. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
If you had something locked and loaded, don't forget it. Don't forget it. This baby you win. I wanted to talk about the practicing once a week thing.
Yes.
Do you think that's feasible? Do you guys like practicing once a week, or do you sometimes think you need to practice more per times a week?
I would love to practice more. I mean,
Yeah.
we're always like, it's just hard coordinating schedules too. That's the biggest
Absolutely,
thing I feel like.
that.
And plus, like we live in a like little 5 Points area,
Yeah.
but you live in.
I live in Brazelton right now, but I'm moving to Gainesville, so I'm kind of all over the place.
Okay, cool.
Lawrenceville.
So we all practice at Michael's house, our drummer. So it's that's one of the bigger things, like trying to find a good place to practice. And
Yeah.
But honestly, I feel like 2 or 3 times a week would be great, and
Okay.
make you really tight. But
Okay.
One is feasible.
one is
One is
realistic.
feasible, though. One is feasible.
One is
though, yeah.
realistic for sure.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I understand that with the commute and everything. I just wanted to know.
Yeah.
So, Brooks, what's it like being in Clavicle, being in all these different bands? Like, what do you enjoy that brings you back to Clavicle when you got
So-
all this other stuff going on?
Sorry, fun fact. Wyatt and Brianna were the first ones to approach me about joining a band at all. So I'd been playing music since I was like 11, but I didn't do it professionally till I was like 21, and I did it for a couple of years in the church world and like the worship scene, and then I went to a show, and then they approached me, and I technically didn't join a band till I was 24, and then I joined 3, like back to back to back. It's hard It's hard to manage from time to time, but I love them so much, and I have so much respect for them as creatives and individuals. Like, they're my friends, and I love them. I'd do anything for them. And despite how hard it gets sometimes, like, I make it work, I make it happen, and I don't regret a single day spent doing any of this, so I love it.
Oh, that's
Did I answer your question?
No, you totally. I mean, they're your friends.
Sorry, I'm kind of
you
bad at
enjoy
that.
being
Like,
in a
I'll
band.
start going on a tangent when I talk about them and like what we do. It's like I'll just go. So
Oh, well,
you'll have to
that's
stop me.
how we know that you're passionate about
Yeah,
it.
I love it. I wouldn't change a thing.
That's awesome. So when you said you were 24 and you joined 3 bands, you pretty much just like binged being in a band. You know how like when you restrict something for a long time, you're like, well, I guess I got to do it all now.
Yeah, and I mean, I'd been doing this for so long, and I just didn't have an outlet. I didn't have a way to like use what I had. But and then we kind of found each other, and it kind of just fell into place. So I love it. It's great.
That's awesome. So I see there's a lot of. Do you guys have tattoos?
Actually, no.
Not yet. So what I'm going to ask you guys about your cool tattoos, but what do you want to get coming up?
Have you ever seen Trip to the Moon?
Sorry,
Have you ever seen Trip to the Moon? It's like this very old silent film.
Oh, it's the one
And-
with the moon and it lands on the thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they
The moon lands
Yeah.
on something?
Right.
Wait.
So it's a silent film called Trip to the Moon, and all it is a bunch of scientists trying to figure out how to get to the moon. And this was obviously before we went to the moon because it's made in the 20s. And what it is, it's like they all get on this spaceship and then they go to the moon, but the moon has a face in the movie. And then the spaceship hits the moon in the eye. So if you ever see like the moon with the spaceship in its eye, like squinting, that's what that's from. And I really want a tattoo of that. And like Smashing Pumpkins, their Tonight music video is like based off of that. If you've ever seen that.
Okay,
So it's
okay.
like, I love that. I would love it like on my thigh. That'd be the best.
Aesthetically or like personally that has some meaning to you as well?
Honestly, aesthetically.
Aesthetically, hey, there's no shame in that
Yeah,
either.
But the moon definitely has a lot of more meaning for sure. But as far as placement, I'm flexible.
Okay.
So yeah.
And what about you? Yeah.
I am so indecisive. That's why I've been thinking about a tattoo for like 4 years, but it's like it changes every 6 months. So I'm like, how could I commit? I know
Right.
I like line work though. I just want to do like simple line work. Yeah.
Where do you want it to be? Why? Where do you want it to be?
Probably somewhere up here, and then also I definitely want to tattoo my legs completely. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I just want to do
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Just jump into that shit.
But leggings?
it. Yes.
You guys have mentioned Smashing Pumpkins a couple times.
Yes.
Right? You've mentioned Smashing Pumpkins a couple times. Do you have a favorite album from Smashing Pumpkins? Or if that is too hard, 3 top songs, Smashing Pumpkins.
I can say the album, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness.
It's
Melancholy?
It's so like diverse. I love it.
And there's so many songs
Siamese
on
Dream's
it.
really good too.
So many songs.
Yeah. So we're married. We got married in November, and so our
Congratulations.
first thank you.
You're
Our
welcome.
first dance song was 1 and 2 by Smashing Pumpkins. So
Yeah.
we love them. That was like our band. Like when we met in like when we were 15 or something like that, and
Okay.
so that was always like the band we danced to, and like our first
Yeah.
concert to get all that stuff. So
Yeah.
we love them.
That's so cute. It's sickening. That
I know
you guys.
we're disgusting.
You're the worst. Okay, Brooks, your tattoos. I see you have. Is that a Pokemon tattoo?
So they might be indecisive. However, I am an idiot.
Okay. Well,
I will
hey,
get
go for
anything
it.
tattooed on. Okay, so I have 9. I'm just a walking meme at this point.
Okay.
Like, okay, so this is my first tattoo. You're recording here, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, haha. First
Oh, that's
tattoo.
so funny. I love that.
I'm not super big into anime, but I love it. I've got the Hunter x Hunter and then the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure tattoo. I love Pokemon. It's a big part of my life, and Kingdom Hearts. Like, I'm a big nerd. Like, I'm a huge nerd. Well, Michael's actually got Zelda tattoos. He's got the Wolfling.
Hell yeah.
She drew it over there, the one that keeps messing with
Yeah. Twilight Princess.
She did it.
I love it.
She drew it.
I don't
Okay.
have time to tell all the stories of my tattoos, but like each one is like either some really stupid inside joke that would take me a little bit to explain, but
Got
like
you.
I'm not picky. Like I'm usually picky about certain things, but like when it comes to tattoos, I literally schedule one like every time I get one. My next one, my next
He doesn't tell anybody.
my next
he just
one
shows
is
up.
literally my next one is the stupidest one. It's gonna cover my entire calf, and it's gonna take like 5 hours.
With what?
I can't tell you.
Okay.
It's
Well, I guess-
secret,
I
and
guess
it's
we'll
the
see.
stupidest thing I've ever done.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Well, probably top 5. So.
Brooks, when I see you next, I'm gonna be like, "That's the stupidest tattoo I've ever seen
No,
in my life."
you literally are not even gonna believe it. Like
I'm
I
so excited. I'm so
Clavicle will
excited.
now require Brooks to wear pants every show. So
Yeah. New mandate.
Sorry, fellas. Only pants all the time.
Only
I'm
pants
gonna
all
end
the
up getting
time.
some stupid on my arm and then have to wear like long sleeves and like burn up every show. So
Hey, it will. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Talk
tell
about
your
your
tattoos.
I just get them, roll with it.
You just
think,
get
I'm
'em?
Like, hey, Dad, I want that. No, I'm just kidding. I actually wanted these ones for a long time. I had wanted these for a long time.
So you guys are pretty much of the same mindset of just do it, just do it.
So what? No, it's actually Silverstein albums, my 2 favorite albums. The 2, Discover the Waterfront, When Broken's Easily Fixed. I love it.
It's hard to be open. You weigh more than you remember.
worst memory. So we got one more for you, and then Fury and Fuse coming up next, okay? They have a bunch of cool new shirts and a bunch of live, well, they have very
Why
limited
clavicle?
label, so
I know
you
it's
should
like
get some.
that. This is this right here.
Yeah.
Okay. I know it's the sexy part of the body and all,
Right.
but like, tell me about it. Tell me. About it.
I don't think we were thinking sexy at the time. We're very awkward people. But we both took anatomy in high school, and Wyatt was always like, let's name our band Clavicle. And I was like, that's so weird, though.
That's so weird and quirky.
People don't know what that is. And then I started I'm like in ultrasound, and so I like, which is like in the medical field basically.
Okay.
And then I was like, oh, cool, okay. Like clavicle, that's cool.
It makes sense with
Yeah.
your
And
identity
then-
and everything.
What else?
Yeah, it's just a weird story. I think I just always I thought it was super quirky and a cool name, and one of my collarbones is like slightly out further, and I was always like, that feels weird. So I was like, clavicle.
Clavicle
So-
makes sense.
And then I kept pushing, and then she was like, no, and then like a year later we circled back, and she was like, yes.
Yes.
So it
Well,
just
I'm glad.
happened.
I'm glad you came around. It's a catchy name.
Thank you.
Maybe one of my legs is longer than the other. I won't tell you which one. Maybe I should just name my band that.
Yes, femur.
Femur. Oh, that's perfect.
That'd be great.
So I have one more question for you guys. We are more to the core, so I want to know what is in your core. What makes you better than all the other bands, or what makes you stand out from other bands, or what is like your drive to do music? Just any kind of thing like that. You know, what is your essence as Clavicle?
That's hard to answer.
In
What
the
do you-
bone.
I think musically, our favorite thing is to, we really write stuff individually, me and Brianna, and then we come together and it like morphs into this thing. Our end goal is we love playing shows like this because we can meet people and we want to just meet people and, help people that are hurting, things like that. Be there for people, make friends. We like to put on a show too, though. Like we like our sets to flow. We don't like awkward silences. We like to we want to bring a Pink Floyd like arena vibe to your bedroom, like to a living room.
I feel like also like we each add something different. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, a bug flew in my face.
No good.
Like
We need some bug spray out here or something.
Yeah, I know, right?
Or swatter.
I know. Yes, bring it to
They're
me.
doing their best.
But I feel like we like push each other, and like I also even having them like just having 4 different minds come together and work cohesively. Like we each add something totally different. We all like he adds the twinkly guitar. I try to add like the synth vibes, and then Brooks adds that like jazzy bass. And then Michael keeps us all together from falling apart. So it just works. And like the lyrics I feel like are the biggest thing too. Like I feel like all of our lyrics are very meaningful and they're very weird, but they come from the heart and we think about them very, very hard before we like put it down, you know.
They're intentional.
How's everybody doing tonight? Awesome. Well, thanks for coming out. We're Clavicle. So welcome. Thank you so much to the Bond House for having us here. Your house is beautiful. Love it. Appreciate it. Digitally, that was awesome, right? Yeah? Cool. Yeah, me and Anna were roommates, so woo! That was a good time. Yeah, TFC. Yeah, we have a couple slow ones too, but this one's a little more upbeat, so feel free to like kind of dance.
Heck yeah,
You
let's
want? All right.
Spend all your time in your basement, watching the movie, crying frequently, going out lately, pacing Polk Street in my daydreams. We die slowly, but you don't notice how manipulation of Stokes still gives you a sergeant city, trying to figure out what makes your heart spark. Head gets tired. What? You do not get me. How I feel lately. Nothing matters.
All right, what's your most preferred way to songwrite?
Good question. You answer this.
Sitting at my desk after 2 beers, maybe.
Okay, hell yeah.
I will always keep a notepad on me, and I always write lyrics first. Very weird. I don't know why. And then I kind of feel out like what keyboard parts go with that. So like you can kind of tell who begins each song based like if it's like guitar led, it's usually Wyatt who writes it, and if
Okay,
it's
makes
keyboard led,
sense.
it's like me, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I usually start lyrics first.
Okay. What about you, Brooks?
For me, I my greatest strength as a creative and as a musician is a supportive role. That's why I play bass. I mean, it's the most supportive. Unless you're like John Myung or Myung of Dream Theater, or like Les Claypool playing like lead bass and leading the band. Like, my greatest strength as a musician is a facilitator, and I like to take what they give me, add my own spin to it, while also maintaining their vision. Whoever I play with and write with, that's kind of the goal, is to maintain like what they have, but give my own, like add the sauce, you know?
Yeah.
You know, just kind of give it what I can give to it, while also maintaining the overall idea. Like, we played a lot of new songs tonight, and we've been workshopping a lot of new songs, and we've been writing, we've been on it for like a couple months. And like, I've been like, every time I'd show up to practice or rehearsal, I'd have like a new idea, and I'd be like, oh, I want to try this, or oh, I hate that, oh, I love this, and keep that, or get rid of that, or like tweak it, you know? So like, and I try to do my best by them, you know, to, like I said, to maintain what they have in mind.
Yeah.
And just, you know, take care of the people that take care of me. So.
Yeah, I like how you said it in the support role, and you're just the facilitator.
Yeah, it's like,
you're
I love
rolling that bitch up so
like,
that it can move.
I
more smoothly.
love going nuts on stage for people, and I love the stage presence, and like the performance is a huge deal to me, and I love getting nuts in the crowd. I love it, but you know, it's not about me; it's about the collective.
Absolutely.
It's about all of us, not just me. So like, I mean, I'm gonna have a good time on stage, and I'm gonna be myself, but I'm gonna support them as I go along. So that's
you like making sure everyone's having a good time.
Yeah. And like the big thing for me is like, coming from like the worship world and like the church music, like knowing your parts and playing your parts to where like the whole band is like taken care of and together, and we're all like one unit. It's not just like, oh, it's the Brooks show, you know, because that's really selfish and stupid, and I hate that. Like, but yeah, that's kind of my philosophy and my mentality on stuff. So
okay, hell yeah.
I just like jamming.
an old one and one's a new one, and then we'll be heading out, making the way for Fury and Few. Yeah. Who here hasn't seen a show like that Fury and Few's been in yet? Oh man, just be ready. It's gonna be pretty
I
good.
really liked your
They're
answer.
very fun.
Seriously, like it was humble, and also it just like it honed in on a need for the band that you feel just yeah, no doubt. Has anyone been given a piece of advice and they were just like, damn, if only I was given that piece of advice 10 years sooner?
So,
Like,
sorry, I didn't mean to take that. But like my dad and my best friend Scott, shout out to Scott Siegel, great guitar player and amazing producer. They both gave me kind of similar advice. My dad was always like, like when I was younger in like middle school or whatever, if I got a bad grade or something, he's like, son, 10 years from now, it's not going to matter. And I'm like, yeah. And Scott took a more extreme approach, and he literally will look at me and he'd be like, hey, whatever, man, the sun's going to explode. Like, it's all going to end eventually, so just have fun and just live,
I love it.
Don't exist, just live,
Stop overthinking
So, like,
stuff.
I think about that all the time, and, like, he's right. It's just live life and enjoy it to the fullest while we can, because we're not guaranteed tomorrow. So, and, don't sweat the small stuff. And 10 years from now, it's whatever, So that's mine.
Outstanding.
So.
I love that.
Honestly, I feel like one of the biggest things, one day me and Wyatt were watching a bunch of YouTube videos about Nirvana. I don't know why, but Kurt Cobain was like just talking, and they said, what advice would you give someone? He said, dude, just practice. Just keep practicing. And I was like, that really hit home to me. Just because like I feel like a lot of times it is a lot of work on the outside and getting to know people and stuff like that, but just like caring about how you sound and like your craft and getting better as a musician and a person is just a big thing. And I also feel like supporting other people, like support other people. It's so helpful, and like you meet people and it's just great. Like whenever you can just help others by like being there for them and stuff like that.
I did not hear the question. What was the question?
What advice would you give?
The question was just if you had a piece of advice that you've been given that you wish you had gotten a lot earlier.
My current life motto is good manners don't cost nothing.
Yeah, it's short, sweet, simple. Yeah. Good manners don't cost nothing. All right. Well, in talking about supporting other people, I know that we all want to go headbang the Fury and Few right
Heck
now.
yeah.
So this has been That Thing with More to the Core. I've been your host, Goeke. This has been Clavicle. Thank you so much, guys. Tune in next time.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, please.
I have a beer.
Has anyone seen the new Top Gun movie? Is it good? It's fire? I know the favorite.
I like more.